What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Thursday night. But for some of y'all, it's Friday! We have made it. Well, y'all have made it, and it's Thursday nighters. We're about to make it. Yo! The weekend is finally here and close approaching, depending on where you are. Anyways, y'all know this is my favorite episode of the week. We are finally here. I don't know what's been going on with the past 2 weeks for me, but my weeks have been going on like so quickly. I feel like every other day is Friday. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if y'all are feeling that same way too. I don't know if it's the weather or what. I don't know, but whatever. Anyways, let me stop talking. I have a good show set up for you guys today. I got two stories behind the feed and off the record, everyone's favorite segment. Kanye West is going to jail on purpose. And also Donald Trump is going to jail part 2, the follow-up from yesterday's episode. In lead stories, which I'm sure you're all aware of, the U.S. government is officially back open. Some of y'all are happy for that. Some of you are not, but we'll talk about it. In quick news, we're going to talk about Northwest, Matt Barnes, Tasha K, Milagro, Megan Thee Stallion, the TikToker, Church Baby helps a mosque, Ray J, Blueface, Hazel-E, Vybz Kartel, Kim Kardashian, and Klay Thompson. Yes, I'm about to drag Klay Thompson as I love to do. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, questions of the day, and social discussion of the day. Also, for those of you who are like me and are sick and tired of spam phone calls, emails, and text messages, we're going to tell you about a free option to stop all of that with Aura. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TV, turn your radio, turn your devices up. Everyone's favorite episode. It's Friday, and I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Whew. Calm down, Trent. All right, in our first story behind the feed and off the record, São Paulo prosecutor's office has ordered police to arrest Kanye West concert goers if he sings a specific song, which I will tell you about, or if he tries to do an apology to something I will tell you about in his show. Okay, so I'm going to tell you everything that's going on. We're going to bleep out a word or just not say the word, but I'll spell it out for you guys. N-A-Z-I. Okay, so any bleeps is N-A-Z-I. In a dispatch, October the 13th, prosecutor Anna, who is in charge of the Special Action Group to Combat Organized Crime in São Paulo, Brazil, said that they will not allow West, who uses the stage name Ye, to sing or disclose blank word, or to wear a t-shirt with blank word and or symbols, either at his show or any other time in public, including social networks in Brazil. If this happens, the MPSP said that Kanye West and the producers should be arrested for crimes of racism immediately. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. It's over for y'all. Now, stay tuned. I have a little bit more, and then I'm going to tell you what is really good, all right? Because you guys know I've been predicting Kanye's every single move for the past year, and I did so again this past 2 weeks. But here is the poster for the show. You'll see here, Ye live in Brazil, São Paulo, the 29th of November, 2025. Only performance in Brazil. Pre-register for your tickets. I'm not going to give out the website because I promote nothing with Kanye West. Here is a little bit more information. The city government of São Paulo, via Mayor Richard Nunes, has stated that anybody who promotes blank word will not be allowed to do any of those above things in any public venues, and that the city should take all necessary measures to prevent that. The show that was scheduled for the 29th of November 2025 in São Paulo has lost their revenue permit and is listed as no location yet, in part because the concert and the artist blank speculations. The threat to extend beyond Kanye West himself and concert goers have made it very difficult to find a new venue in the face of possible arrest. So let me give you now off the feed and was it behind the feed and off the record? I have so much to say, I don't even know where to start. Okay, one, let's do a victory lap. As you all know, I love to do. I told you guys last week or 2 weeks ago when I dragged Kanye West for talking about bipolar and using mental health to promote his album. Actually, you know what? Let me start one step before that. 2 weeks ago, I told you that Kanye West is looking to release his album Bully. He's been trying to release it for the past couple of months. Kanye West, because he doesn't have the pull, he doesn't have label support, he is independent, and he's lost all his connections and background. He has a very hard time releasing anything right now, whether it be shoes, clothing, or music, and he's trying to find his way back in. So when I heard that it was scheduled to release next Friday or last Friday, I said to you guys, wait and watch. Kanye West is going to pop back up in the media. He's going to talk about mental health. He's going to talk about bipolar, and he's going to do crazy things because that's the only thing Kanye West can do to get on the blogs, get back in the algorithm. He still has money, yes, but there's only so far money can get you when you have real movement and you're really in the algorithm and you're plastered everywhere. That is priceless. So yes, you have to have marketing dollars, but you also have to have the people to engage. And I particularly, as a mental health advocate and somebody who openly deals with bipolar, you guys know, and I've made very well aware that I hate that he uses his mental health and his bipolar as a way to promote his album. Real people that deal with mental health, real people that are bipolar, an episode could happen at any times. Kanye West's episodes only happen when he's ready to sell something. You guys know I'm a big advocate. Charlemagne's mental health, Dr. Alfie, I am out here working really for mental health, so it pisses me off. Okay, now the victory lap is, I told y'all that he was going to come out and do that. Last week, he came out and did it. Sat down with the rabbi. I apologize for everything that I said about the Jewish people, the Jewish community. It's because I'm bipolar. Boom, one. Then it was something else 2 or 3 days ago. I don't even remember. I remember talking about him. I was like, here we go, Kanye. I think it was in Japan with Travis Scott. Okay, he jumped on stage with him or whatever. Travis said something about the clips and it kind of made a little bit of headlines. Didn't really get into the algorithm. And now Kanye West is performing in Brazil, who has very, very strict regulations. They have lost their permit. We don't know what's really going on. And what is going to happen? Kanye West is going to get himself arrested so he can get back into the algorithm. Now, for those of you who follow me daily, y'all know when I was at the Diddy trial, the day that Kanye West came in, I told you I was right beside him, walked in there. He did his moment in support for Diddy. We talked to you guys about it that day. Now, on that day, I was in contact with some of his people, and what I don't know if I told you guys, but Kanye West also had one of his guys in the courtroom almost on a daily basis. Okay. Now, as you guys know, the whole benefit of being in the court is making relations, talking with people, etc. Now, without giving up any direct sources, I say all that to say that I have 2 or 3 people that I have developed relationships with in the Kanye West camp. Now, I'm not going to allude to which one I spoke to or what exactly they said to me, but I can pretty much, allegedly off the record, confirm that my suspicions of this concert that Kanye West is going to allegedly try not to get arrested is part of his marketing campaign. And you're going to see it's what's going to happen with this. Kanye West, his people, and the one person who I'm speaking about, very, very tied into the New York community, always took out us, the content creators around New York. We could walk in anywhere, do anything. Really, really good dudes. some of them, the good dudes, are not happy with the way that Kanye West is moving. And from what I've heard through conversations, and you guys are not going to be really surprised, he is not listening to people on his own team where they're saying, yo, why don't you just go back to relying on the music? And y'all know me, somebody who is a self-proclaimed music head. Same thing I tell Megan Thee Stallion. Same thing I'll tell Ye. Like, Kanye West is one of the best to ever do it. Now, regardless of how I feel about him from his mental health and him using bipolar or whatever, it's still not going to negate the fact that he's a great artist. And these shenanigans and these marketing ploys are ridiculous. Everybody sees through them. It's not working. Sitting down with the rabbi is not working. Travis Scott talking about the clips, that's not working. And I don't think this is going to work either. And just look at how desperate somebody who used to be a multi-billionaire at one point was telling us he was the richest black man in the United States of America, which was a complete lie. Saying that he was worth $6 billion, which was a complete lie. Forbes said at most he was worth $1.6 billion. But that's nothing to laugh at. $1.6 billion coming from where he comes from is amazing. Now, his determination to buck the system and to do everything his way, which at one point I was on his side for because I love independence, he has completely destroyed his name, his character, and he has now gotten to the point where he's almost planning his own arrest so that he could promote an album? Bruh. Horrible. We will see what happens. Like I read to you, they no longer have a permit. So that already puts a damper in his plan. If he doesn't have a permit, where is he going to get arrested? But you heard what the people of Sao Paulo said. It could be on social networks. It could be in the street. It could be anywhere. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. We will stay locked into this. As you guys know, I said I have direct ties in the Kanye West camp. Some of them are mad at me from what I did last week, but I don't care. I'm going to keep it real. That's what we do here. We will keep you tied in. I hope he doesn't do this, but from what I hear, nobody is able to stop Kanye West. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, in our second story behind the feed and off the record, look what I got, guys. Y'all know when I bring out the notepad, it's about to go down. All right, I have spent hours on the phone with my sources in Washington. I am going to follow up on Donald Trump, the Epstein file, and what is going on. Anybody that is new here, we try to bring you the things that are not on cable news, CNN, Fox, or whatever, and we try to get behind the feed and off the record without getting ourselves sued. So if you haven't seen yesterday's episode, go back and check that out. This is some new stuff and a follow-up from yesterday, okay? So yesterday, we told you guys that there were 4 Republicans that were willing to break rank and vote yes on releasing the Donald Trump Jeffrey Epstein files. That's what I'm calling them. I know they're the Epstein files, but we're calling them the Donald Trump Epstein files because that's all we want to know about right now, okay? Now, out of those 4, Marjorie Taylor Greene being one of them, there were 2 that Donald Trump and his people felt like he could get them off the list of saying yes. Now, Arizona House Republican was sworn in yesterday. She was the vote that was going to have them win and release the files or go to a vote to release the files. It was 218. But if Donald Trump could have one of those 4 Republicans, it would go back down to 217 and it wouldn't be enough. Since he had the meeting, and we'll tell you about the meeting soon, but since he's had the meeting with those 2 people, 3 more Republicans have joined on to the list, making it now 221. I would like to highlight those 3 people for doing the right thing. Warren Davidson, Ari Crane, and Don Bacon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of their names. I'm very bad with names. Now, I'm going to follow up, but I want to take you in chronological order of what happened over the past 24 hours, okay? Then that was around 8, 9 o'clock. More emails came around 9, 10 o'clock. For those of you who don't know, there was over 20,000 files that came out. So people are sorting through them, and we're hearing about them as, more damaging things come up. Here's one email. An email from Jeffrey Epstein says, have them ask my house manager about Donald Trump almost walking through a door and leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming outside in my pool. Okay. In another email, Epstein also said that he had been advising the Russian government on how to deal with Trump. Now, a lot of people have always said, why does Donald Trump deal with Putin a certain way, as if like Putin has something over him? This could be evidence that maybe Epstein gave Putin and the Russian government some stuff to blackmail Trump, and that's why Trump always just rolls over, oh, yes, Putin, yes, Putin, yes, Putin. Okay. Epstein also offered somebody pictures of Donald Trump with girls in bikinis at his house. Now, I just want to put an asterisk because I am neutral and I always try to see things from both sides. So I just want to highlight this email, but still understand why people want to call it out. Now, Donald Trump has been married, divorced, married, and divorced. Saying that Jeffrey Epstein has pictures of Donald Trump with girls in bikinis, some might say, wow, it's him with girls in bikinis. It could be, a time when he was divorced and he was with girls in bikinis. He was a billionaire in New York. He could do whatever he wants. Here's the problem. It's Jeffrey Epstein saying that he has pictures of Donald Trump with girls in bikinis at his house. Until we see the pictures, everybody is obviously going to assume that, like Kendrick said, A minors. Like, how are we to play devil's advocate and be like, well, yeah, sure. It could just be like normal women in bikinis. Like, give me a break, okay? There's a 2016 email that says Epstein stayed at Trump Towers, or was staying at Trump Towers. Somebody asked him, he's like, no, negative, I'm here, I'm at Trump Towers. Donald Trump had said that he had cut ties with Epstein in 2012. So why was he staying at Trump Towers in 2016 if you cut him off from Mar-a-Lago and everywhere in 2012? There was also an email from 2017 where Jeffrey Epstein replied to somebody and said he was spending Thanksgiving with Donald Trump. Again, 2017. It's when he was president. Okay, that was all last night. Now, this morning, remember I told you guys about the two Republicans that Donald Trump had a meeting with? Lorraine Borrett and Nancy Mace. Trump brought them to the White House, spoke with them behind closed doors. We don't know what he told them, or maybe threatened them. Who knows? I'll say allegedly for that. We don't know what happened. The results are they did not back down. They did not succumb to the pressure. Now, what we could deduce from that is they are not afraid of Donald Trump. That shows that Donald Trump has lost a lot of his power and he is now a lame duck president. This is what I was saying when we were talking about the government opening or closing. Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in lead stories, but when discussing the government opening and closing, I was on the side of the Democrats holding the line and not opening or signing a deal until they get what they want. Again, we'll discuss the EBT and SNAP or whatever in a second. But I was saying it for the reason of you need to stand up to Donald Trump. Somebody in the United States of America needs to stand up to him. And I always give the analogy of when you see Donald Trump with President Xi of China versus when you see Donald Trump with Zelensky. When Donald Trump fears you, China, you get a very different Trump. Google it. Trump is, oh, yes, hi, so nice. Oh, President Xi, oh, tough negotiator, such an honor. Thank you. We're best friends, da-da-da. Putin, it's like, yo, why are you wearing this in the Oval Office? Where's your suit? Where's your tie? And he treats him like a punk. I had wanted, and many other wanted, the Democrats to stand up to Trump. Because when you stand up to somebody like Donald Trump, other people see that, and then that is how you defeat the bully. And I love that Nancy and Lauren stood up to him. Now, we are going to get to the result of that. Before we get to the result of that, I want to play you guys a video from Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff is the journalist from yesterday's email between himself and Epstein, where a lot of the bombshell emails came through, where he was saying, hey, you have a lot of information, you could use it against Trump for a way if you're ever in trouble, et cetera, et cetera. Listen to what Michael Wolff has to say about Epstein and Donald Trump's relationship. He knows firsthand better than anybody. He has text messages, emails, video, and audio from Epstein himself. Take a listen.
This morning, the House Oversight Committee released emails directly linking Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, some of those emails are between Epstein and me, with Epstein discussing his relationship with Donald Trump. I have been trying to talk about this story for a very long time now. These two men, Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, had the closest of relationships for more than a decade. They shared everything. They shared their airplanes. They shared women between them. They shared constantly business and financial advice. It's curious that Epstein's relationship with so many people in public life has damaged them considerably. But the one person who he was closest to has not been held accountable. That's Donald Trump. I released tapes of Epstein talking about this relationship before the election to really little effect.
All right. After all those emails, Michael Wolff's video, etc., everything that I have told you, the latest up to the hour information, get this, 100 Republicans are reported ready to break rank and vote to release the Epstein files. This is huge. Huge. Remember I told you yesterday there was 4. Trump thought he could get to 2. Then I told you there was 7. And within the past 12 hours, it's gone up to 100. Now, let me tell you why this is so significant. If this happens, that means the majority will have veto power. Let me explain what that means. If it passes the House with that many votes, then it goes on to the Senate. It will then go to Donald Trump, who he could veto it. He could be like, I don't care what the House says. I don't care what the Senate says. I'm going to veto it. But because they were such a majority in the House, the majority votes will supersede that, and they will have veto power over the president if he tries to stop it. Now, you will also need veto power in the Senate. That's the thing. So you will need hundreds in the House, and you will need, if I'm not mistaken, over 60 in the Senate if Donald Trump tries to veto it. Now, all that's to say, we're still a long way to getting the Epstein files. There will be a vote. I think Meg Johnson said it was going to be next week, but like I said, we hope that we get over the allotted amount, over the 218 veto power, Senate, etc. Just letting you know we are a long way. But this is a sign. Some of you might think it's a good sign or a bad sign. This is a sign that the Republican Party and some people from MAGA are breaking away from Donald Trump. Within 24 hours, 4 to over 100. Now, I want to ask y'all a question, and I'm really going to look in the comment section below. Around 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month, we saw Marjorie Taylor Greene really break away from the Republican Party heavily. She has been going on the offense or defense, however you want to look at it. She's even been going on The View, talking about an old boys club, talking about Trump, talking about this or whatever. Even so much so I played you guys a clip a couple of days ago saying, Trump saying, Marjorie Taylor Greene has lost her way. I don't know what happened to her. She went from wearing the MAGA hat everywhere she went, and also the Donald Trump was right about everything hat. Any sort of promotion of Donald Trump, I made a joke saying that she went short of just getting pom-poms, like she was a cheerleader. Now you look back on it, what did she know a month and a half ago to walk away now that these other Republicans are finding out and now they are walking away from Donald Trump? To leave this segment off, I want to close out with a video from Jeffrey Epstein himself and listen to what he says. Actually, even more powerful, what he doesn't say about Donald J. Trump.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
If you're innocent, why are you taking the 5th Amendment?
All right, y'all, that is what I have for you today. It has been an exciting 24 hours. Not so exciting for Donald Trump, but for those of you who want the Epstein files released like I do, sound off below. Let me know what you think in a comment section below. Things are not looking good for Donald J. Trump. All right, this brings us to lead stories. All right, I'm sure most of you know by now, the US government is officially back open. I wanted to take this time, again, not to tell you all the details because that's what's all over mainstream media. You guys know Democrats didn't get much out of it. Republicans got their way again. But I think everybody unanimously, I think, or assume, is happy at least the government is back open. The air traffic controllers can get back to work. They can get paid. Other government workers can get paid. And of course, what is the thing that should have been on everyone's mind is the fact that the women, children, and men that were on EBT, SNAP, etc., will get their money. I've heard reports that will be a slow process. It's not automatic, unfortunately, but at least everybody is back. Now, the part that, of course, everybody is still hung up on is healthcare. What is going to happen with healthcare? Not many people believe that they're going to get a vote in December. And of course, what a lot of people are saying is that we're going to be right back here at the end of January, if I'm not mistaken, because this deal only funds the government till January 2026. I think it does fund SNAP till the end of 2026, if I'm not mistaken. Now, for those of you who don't watch daily, just want to reiterate something that I completely understand people on SNAP and EBT. I have been on welfare twice. I have been in a place in my life where I had to shower at the YMCA. I fully get living paycheck to paycheck or not even having a paycheck and being broke. But I also believe in democracy. And I also believe in fighting the fight. So while we are celebrating the fact that the government is back open, I kind of want to put a button on it by asking you guys, now that it's back open, things will somewhat get back to normal. Do you think the Democrats closing the government for 43 days, do you think it was worth it? Do you think it was worth the suffering, the hardship, and whatever? Like, my opinion is, again, of course, I feel especially for the people on SNAP and EBT, but Donald Trump, again, wins. The Republican Party again wins, and they are coming out of it, regardless if you watch Fox, CNN, which I watch both religiously so I can get both sides. They are still the party that does not negotiate, does not back down, and does not bend. And the Democrats are once again the party of the people that does the right things, that does this and does that, whatever. And while that's beautiful and nice on paper, that doesn't do anything when you are prepared to go to battle. Because all the Republicans will do is do whatever they want, knowing that they're just going to roll over. So how do the Democrats come back from that? And the part that upsets me the most about the Democrats is there was proof that they were being rewarded for finally standing up because they just won all those elections. I think it was last week, Wednesday. It was a blue wave. After around 6 months or a year of everybody saying that the Democratic Party was over. Just 6 months ago, it was like, we can't picture the Democratic Party ever being in power for the next 10 or 15 years. It was that bad. Even Democrats were like, we have lost our way. We have no leader. We don't know what we stand for. The Republicans had done such a good job. In a couple of months, they changed that perception. Won sweeping elections, had the backing of the people, and 8 Democrats just signed on and was like, all right, we'll take a nothing burger deal and we get nothing out of it. Let's open back up the government. I really don't know where the Democratic Party goes from here. Like I said yesterday, or actually, technically, I actually said this before it broke. I said this in Monday's episode, 617, when I got wind that these emails were coming out. It's another victory lap, sorry. But the small silver lining and the small window that I will give the Democrats is they backed down, they signed a deal, but they came out the next day with these Epstein emails, and they put pressure right back on the Republicans. If they could win that vote next week, if they could get the 100 Republicans on their side, if they could get it passed in the Senate with such a majority that Donald Trump cannot veto it, and these Epstein files come out, and it incriminates Donald Trump, and he's impeached, and he is removed and he is put in jail, then I will give them credit for signing the deal because they were playing chess, not checkers. But until that time comes, and until we see that plan that we know is their plan go into effect, I still would have preferred to see the Democratic Party fight against Donald Trump and the Republicans for the sake of democracy, because that is the only way you could ever enter a negotiation when the other side fears you. When the other side knows you're just going to roll over, there's no negotiation. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. All right, so this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, it's getting ridiculous. In our first quick story, Northwest shows off her finger piercing. All right, I'll put up this picture here, finger piercing. Yo, North is 12, y'all. From what I know, she's not even 13 yet. And we talked about Kim Kardashian on Call Her Daddy podcast, where she said, oh, everybody was dragging me for letting her wear the corset. I'm a single parent. Kanye's off doing his thing, and give me grace. I spoke with her. Then there was North coming out with the face tattoos, the fake septum piercing, blue braids, blah, 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 blah. I don't really care about the braids. Then I was like, all right, yo, Kim asked for grace. This is North doing her thing. We're probably going to see those pictures come down because that's not what you want to see, especially from somebody that has the kind of attention that North has, the millions of kids that are watching her. Kim comes out and says, this is who she is. She can do whatever she wants. She's artistic and she's expressive. Okay, but we heard you ask for grace. But then that was allowed, so I dragged her for that. Because I don't mind giving people grace, but then those things can't be allowed. Now, today, She got a finger ring, and we see the needle going. Like, this is what Kim, this is how Kim wants to parent? Look, I don't have kids, as you guys know. I have a lot of godchildren, a lot, let me tell you, like over 10. I have a lot of cousins. Most importantly, I have a niece who is like my daughter. And trust me, she would never be allowed to do this, especially on social media, but never be allowed to do this from me or from my sister. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all weigh off and let me know in the comment section below if you would allow this. All right, in our second quick story. So Matt Barnes is suing me. This is from Tasha K. Because I posted the messages between him and the woman he paid $60,000 to not release the messages she gave me. Sit tight, I'm gonna give you guys context. So let me get this straight. You paid her 60 bands to stop a fake story, and now you're suing me for dropping the same messages between y'all. Okay, this is Tasha K going back and forth with Matt Barnes. So Matt Barnes dropped a story time on Instagram, maybe around 10 minutes. I am not going to go through it, but I will give you guys a quick summary and rundown. Tasha K has been putting out some voice notes about a girl alleging that Matt Barnes was cheating on his girlfriend, and Matt Barnes would come out and say, this is AI, this is not real. Then it would come out another voice note saying that, a bunch of other things, and he would just always deny it. So much so now that Matt Barnes came out and is like, yo, I've been being extorted for the past 6 or 7 months, okay? I'll play some of the text messages beside me if you guys want to stop it, or I'll play it just on the screen if you guys want to stop it. Voice notes back and forth. So basically, Matt Barnes is saying, all right, a couple of the voice notes that Tasha K has been putting out are true. Some of them are AI. There was some that was saying I was gay. That one's not true, but some of them are true. And the story is that Matt Barnes was dating a girl and they broke up. He met this Instagram chick, and during their month breakup, he spoke with her, allegedly never met her, but then he got back with his girlfriend. His girlfriend got pregnant, and then they were on a reality show, and Matt Barnes and his girlfriend announced that they were expecting, and this IG girl comes out and was like, yo, send me some money or I'm going to expose everything, etc., etc. Now, he has shown proof that he was sending her $5,000 a month to keep the story quiet. It comes out now where he's like, yo, I'm fed up of this extortion. I am done with this. I am going to tell my side of the story. Now, just of the quick recap, I'm telling you, why would somebody pay $5,000 if you've never met the person and you just have some text messages between them? My thing is that I think there was obviously something more. According to Matt, there wasn't, which is obviously a complete lie. I actually think that $5,000 payment is for more than just extortion. I think it was for maybe services, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Matt Barnes has now put his foot down, I guess told his girlfriend what's going on and wants to expose this and now stop paying the girl, which is ridiculous. And in lieu of this, he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to sue Tasha K. Now, everybody likes to say, well, I'm going to sue Tasha K because Tasha K has famously lost her case against Nicki Minaj. Was it Nicki or? Sorry, against Cardi B. The reason why Tasha K lost the case against Cardi B is because Tasha K was lying. She was saying things that were not true. Defamation is you lie on somebody. They send you a letter and say, hey, what you are reporting on is a lie. Please stop saying it. And then if you continue lying, they could sue you for defamation. You bring that person to court and say, hey, this is a lie. Like, Trent is an alien. No, I'm not an alien. I'm a human. Yo, Tasha, stop saying that. No, Trent's an alien. Trent's an alien. Okay, I send you a letter, send you this. You go to court. All I have to do is prove that I'm not an alien. Boom, and that's defamation. It's harder when you're a public figure, but even at that, when you're a public figure, you can't just lie on somebody. So now that she lost that case and had to file for bankruptcy or bankruptcy protection or whatever, Cardi B's getting $1.2 million over the next 4 years. Anytime Tasha K puts out a story, it's like, I'm suing her, I'm suing her, I'm suing her. You can't sue somebody if they tell you the truth. Just like yesterday, I told you guys that I know 10 girls in Toronto that have been with LeBron. And if LeBron wants to send me a cease and desist letter, no problem, because I will bring them girls to court and prove that they were with him and he was cheating on Savannah. That's why I don't have to say alleged. And that's why LeBron will never dare send me a cease and desist letter, as much as he hates me saying it. And I know he hates me saying it, but I don't care because it's the truth. So a lot of you out there are like, oh, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You never have to be careful when you're saying the truth. And Tasha didn't do anything other than get these voice notes and put them on her page. That's it. Were they voice notes from this girl? Yes. Does it check out that it is true? Yes. So Matt Barnes, you're already down 60 bands. This is probably not the first time. You're probably paying off other girls that are extorting you from these IG girls out here that are making bans off of you. You are going to lose even more money bringing Tasha K to court. That's just my 2 cents, man. Y'all let me know what you think about this. But trust me, I'm right. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our third quick story. All right, I'm about to go off, but woosah. Blogger Milagro Grams admits she doesn't know anything about the ethics of journalism in defamation case with Megan Thee Stallion. Judge says she never qualified as a journalist in the first place. Let me explain. Okay, the courts are dragging blogger Milagro Graham. Megan Thee Stallion's legal team just filed new paperwork saying Milagro is not a journalist, not media, and deserves zero protection from that real reporters get. And the judge already agreed, saying she never qualified as media in the first place. The crazy part is the court is using Milagro's own mouth against her. They pulled her live stream quotes where she proudly yelled, "I did not tell nobody I was a reporter. I ain't never told you I went to school for journalism. You don't need to be a journalist to give an opinion." Well, basically, she also said, "I don't do journalism," and the court said, perfect, let me write that down. By the way, it gets worse. In her deposition, Milagro admitted she doesn't know journalism ethics at all. She doesn't understand how journalism works. She has no background in it. Megan Thee Stallion's team says this proves she's just a biased commentator who spreads misinformation and allegedly posted whatever Tory Lanez family sent her. And remember, when the courts told her not to delete anything, Milagro still cleared her phone, but the gag is the court still recovered some deleted messages anyways. The lawsuit accuses her of cyber talking, spreading deep fake PORN about Megan, posting lies about the incident between her and Tory Lanez, and acting as a full-blown puppet for Tory Lanez during and after the trial. Now, Megan's team wants the judge to officially stamp that Milagro is not media, so she can't hide behind journalism while doing everything except journalism. Okay. Great win for Megan's team. Okay, great win. Big loss for Tory Lanez. Y'all, I told you guys yesterday, Tory Lanez lost his appeal. He's going to be staying in jail for the next, 6 years and of his 10-year sentence. I think he's done 4 or 3. Okay, you guys won. Megan, you're suing Milagro for defamation. You caught her. Great. This is a win for Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and Desiree Perez, Megan's managers. And what? And what? This is my question every time I talk about Megan Thee Stallion. Who? I'm going to always keep on repeating, I love Megan. Megan is my top 3 favorite rappers right now. Top 3 female rappers right now. Maybe like top 5 men and women. That's how much I love Megan. She's original. She's natural. She's authentic. She writes her own raps. She could flow. She has bars. She has everything. She is everything. Megan could stand up in any decade in hip hop where, for example, some of these newer girls couldn't. That's how much I respect Megan Thee Stallion. Shout out to Lotto too, who also could stand up in any decade in hip hop. But let's get back to the point. what is this doing for Megan Thee Stallion's career? This is what I keep on asking Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. Okay, Milagro did this, Tory did this. Tory is suffering from his own fate. The fact that he did this made Megan Thee Stallion flip on him, because at first she was trying to defend him. Then he had all of these people drag her to the point where she's like, all right, you know what? No problem. Boom. Tory did it. So Tory suffered the fate. Now Milagro is going to have to pay, I don't know, what's she going to have to pay you? She ain't got no money. Jay-Z's a billionaire. Desiree Perez, Rock Nation, Megan, you got money. So this is going to be like, we shut them down. This does nothing for Megan's reputation. And Klay Thompson ain't doing nothing for it either. I wish they would let me manage Megan. This is not good, guys. This is causing more and more people to not like Megan Thee Stallion. Every time y'all have a win in court and y'all are high-fiving each other, it's just hurting Megan Thee Stallion even more. And the proof is that Lover Girl debuted at 36 or 38 on the Billboard charts. And entering top 40 is great, yes, but not for somebody from Rock Nation. Jay-Z is supposed to be the top of the top. Who is bigger in hip-hop than Jay and Rock Nation? And you guys are spending all the money and her budget on all the blogs, videos, Klay, all that stuff. Every time a court case comes out, it just makes Megan look like she is against the culture, against her people, and you're not going to change Megan's perception while y'all keep doing this. That's just my 2 cents. Get back to the music, stop the Klay, stop the Lover thing, have her start writing rhymes and rap and put out music. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, and our fourth quick story. Okay, my new favorite thing. Islamic Center of Charlotte in Charlotte, North Carolina would help to feed a starving baby with no hesitation. Okay, yesterday I told you guys about pretty much the biggest TikTok trend that's going on right now this week in TikTok, where there's an influencer that decided that she was going to call up churches, put a audio track in the background of a baby crying, and call the churches and say, hey, I'm a mom with a 2-month-old baby. I need formula. Can you help me? And if I'm not mistaken, it was like 9 out of 33 churches that she called said yes, meaning that a majority or most of them said no to her. And this is supposed to be the Catholic Church that's supposed to be helping people. And they literally just tell her no. Some are like, oh, sorry, no, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Some of them tried to beat around the bush, but ultimately, most of them said no. So I played 2 clips for you guys yesterday. I played one that said yes and one that said no. And I said, one of the things I would like to highlight about this content creator is that she's not necessarily just dragging the churches, because on her TikTok page, she pinned 1 or 2 that said yes. So it shows me that she's not just out here trying to drag. She is using her platform and the attention she's getting to actually highlight the ones that are saying yes. Now, as I dug deeper into this last night down the rabbit hole, I found this story about the Islamic Center in Charlotte that is really taking over the headlines, and now it's actually going into mainstream media. This is a mosque, a Muslim mosque, and of the 40 or 50 churches that she called, this Muslim mosque was the one that said yes the quickest. And not only did they say yes the quickest, they called her back. I think it's that she called and they missed her call, and that they called her back and was like, hey, sorry, we missed your call. What were you calling for? She's like, yeah, I need formula. He didn't ask anything else. He said, are you from the Charlotte area? She goes, yeah, I'm about 10 minutes away. Guess what his second question was? What kind do you need? This woman has just been hearing for the past couple of weeks, no, formula. What are you talking about? He goes, what kind? What brand? She's like, yeah, this kind of brand. He's like, no problem. Come on down. We have it for you. And of course, it is shining a light on the Catholic Church versus what, stereotypically some people would say about mosque and about Muslims. So she's really shining a light on this. I'm going to play a clip for you right now. I would also like to add that of the 8 or 9 that said yes, I think it was 5 or 6 of them were black churches that said yes. So shout out to my people. Here is a clip from the Charlotte Mosque. Take a listen.
Hi, yes. I was trying to call. I have a 2-month-old baby out of formula last night, and I was wanting to see if there's any way you all could help with a can of baby formula.
We can, ma'am. Where do you live? You live in Charlotte?
Yes, I'm like 10 minutes from you all.
Okay. And what kind of formula you need?
It's the Good Start.
Good Start. Yeah, that's fine, ma'am. If you come over here, we'll help you.
Okay. Hold on just 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm actually doing a social experiment. So I don't have a baby and I don't have a need, but I am doing a social experiment just to see which churches would actually help a starving baby. And unfortunately, there's so many that say no, and you immediately was like, yes, of course. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your heart, and also to see if it was okay if I posted this on TikTok and maybe put your information on there for your church where people can send donations. Maybe.
All right, in our 5th quick story, Ray J's new girlfriend might be pregnant. All she wants is pickles and barbecue sauce. Yo, you have to give Ray J and my next story, Blueface, you have to give them credit. They know how to control social media. They know how to generate money, streams, and attention off of absolutely nothing. At a time when people are talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files and talking about Snap, EBT, like the world could be on fire, and Ray J and Blueface are literally creating content of ridiculousness, and people are tuned in. Like, this is just crazy work. And, you know, I say that to say, I think that's why it's working, because some people need to unplug sometimes, and it's so much watching CNN, watching Fox, doing this and stressing. Sometimes you just need to get on your phone and just see just some ridiculousness sometimes. Here's Ray J and his new boo, who's not really his new boo, but just take a listen.
Craving pickles.
I think that, well, we had them for the Subway order, but
Like a whole pickle and like a side of barbecue sauce. And I just want pickles and I want to dip it in some barbecue sauce. That's all I want. And then maybe I want cookies, like chocolate chip cookies.
I know that
It's
sounds
I
like pregnancy.
want salty, and then I want sweet.
Sounds pregnancy.
That's all I want.
Yo, shout out to Ray, man. Yo, Ray's hilarious, man. I think we've played a couple of clips for the past couple of weeks. Or I don't think I actually played it because some of the things are like too much to be on my YouTube channel. But if you want to check out some more of Ray shenanigans, it's all hilarious. You can go check it out on our Instagram page, The Trent Out Loud Show on Instagram. It's funny. All right, in our 6th quick story, part 2 of ridiculousness, rapper Hazel-E and Blueface are still going strong after 1 week of making it official. All right, I'm just going to play the video beside me. They were out at a restaurant, kissing, you know, eating, doing whatever. One thing I will say to Blue is, all right, you and Krishan had a falling out. Y'all both called the cops on each other. Apparently, allegedly, there's supposed to be some investigation going on. We told you guys yesterday that Krishan is hiding out in Baltimore. Blue, I think you and your mom feel like you can make money and have this stream and put out this music or whatever without Krishan. I told you yesterday, yeah, Hazel-E might bring you some attention, but nothing is going to bring you the views and the attention like Krishan. Have y'all lawyers talk to each other. We need Krishan back in the fold. This Hazel-E thing, it's already weakening out, bro. Like, already nobody cares. I could tell just from posting it on our page. Kudos to you. Like I said, this man got out of jail, took no time off, and got right to work. He's a content creator, right? Like, he does exactly what I do. You create content. This is what we do for a living. His content is vastly different from mine, but we need all different content creators to make this world go around. So I'm never going to, ish on another content creator for doing what they do. But yeah, my advice, work out something with Krishan. And Krishan, keep on doing what you're doing. Stay in Baltimore. Don't put your face on camera. Don't do nothing, blah, 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 blah. You sit down and have somebody write you a check. Whether it's Zeus, whether it's Blueface somebody. Don't be giving out your IP for free. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our 7th quick story, Vybz Kartel celebrates 10 years and a happy birthday with his boo, Sidem. He writes, 10 years ago, behind the darkest walls, love found me in the form of you. You held me down when life tried to break me. Now, with over a year of freedom, I wake up beside the woman who stayed when she never had to. Number 1, Sidem. You're my peace, my muse, my forever dream and reality. I never want to lose you. May our love walk every lifetime together. Forever, happy birthday, baby. I love you forever. Infinity sign, heart emoji. Yo, shout out to Vybz, yo. If y'all know Vybz like how I know Vybz, this is growth. This is a changed man. I know this has nothing to do with it, but a lot of people during the Diddy trial, whenever I did interviews, people would say, do you think Diddy has changed? Do you think Diddy will change or whatever? And I don't care how tough you are or how hard you are. One night in jail is like, what? A week in jail, a year. I don't care how tough you are. Changes you. And this is proof. Vybz Kartel is one of the roughest, toughest, craziest people on the planet. Trust me, I am Jamaican. I know people that know Vybz Kartel, okay? This man ran Jamaica, and y'all know the way I'm talking about. To see the growth of this man, when you watch him on interviews, watch the Drinks Champs interview, watch the Breakfast Club interview. I love to see the growth of this man right here. Shout out to Vybz, and of course, happy birthday to Sidem. All right, in our 8th quick story, Kim Kardashian's Skims is now valued at $5 billion. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Skims secured a $225 million in its latest funding round, boosting its valuation from $4 billion just 2 years ago, according to the New York Times. Founded in 2019 by Kim Kardashian and Jean Grain, the company is projected to surpass $1 billion in sales this year as it continues expanding beyond lingerie into clothing and accessories. Shout out to Kim. I drag her sometimes, or when it comes to North, I drag her sometimes of the things that she does. And I never watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but I do respect her business acumen, and I do have a lot of respect for her family, and what they have been able to do with the very small opportunity that they had. Everybody would say she's 15 minutes of fame. This is an example of hard work. A lot of people don't realize that they work hard. This is an example of hard work, determination, and brains. Kim Kardashian is smart. I know everyone, she failed the bar, she did this or whatever. You go try to pass the bar. She passed the mini bar, by the way, but y'all go try to pass the bar. Anyways, shout out to Kim K. All right, in our 9th quick story, all right, it's time for me to get into Klay Thompson. Come over here, boy. Klay Thompson defends Megan Thee Stallion following Hoop and Hollerin' podcast episode blaming Megan for Klay's performance during recent games. Okay, listen to this, okay? Especially ladies, listen to this. Tell me if this type of band you want in your life. Klay Thompson is standing 10 toes down. To me, it's like 1 toe down. Behind Megan Thee Stallion after a recent Hoppin' and Hollerin' podcast episode trying to blame her for his court performance. Klay called out the host for referencing Megan with a disrespectful term and said it was disgusting and disturbing. He says, "How would y'all feel if I talked about your wives like that? Do better, fellas." Okay, I just want to read the entire quote, okay? Now, these guys on the podcast were disrespectful to Megan. This is what Klay wrote. The fact that he wrote underneath on Instagram is already a problem. That's already way too soft. Like, what? You're going to talk about my wife and you think I'm going to write you a message on Instagram in the caption where everybody else is talking? Referring to my girlfriend as a P word is so disgusting and disturbing, especially from somebody who played in the NBA. How would y'all feel if I refer to your wives in such a way? Do better, fellas? Very disappointing. How would you feel if I talked about your wife like that? Do better, fellas? Fellas? And then he says, I'm very disappointed in y'all. You say that to your children, I'm very disappointed in you guys. Not a couple of ex-NBA dudes who are talking about you and your girl. Guys, yo, Megan is a real chick, all right? You go and you check out the past people that Megan has had relationships with. One of them are in jail right now. The other one is Party Fontaine. This is not the type of guy. Yo, if this, I am so perturbed by this. Yo, Megan should leave him just for this. What is that? That's how you defend your girl, Klay? Any girl that was ever with me if any girl that was ever with me that I did this, she would leave me. Because girls I'm with need to be with a real man. What? Like I said, the fact that he just wrote, like, he was on his phone with his fingers. You guys are talking about my girl. You guys say, hey, fellas. Imagine you roll up on somebody and be like, hey, fellas. Yo, Megan, yo, you got to be out, yo. Like, give me a break. Yo, Klay is way too soft for Megan. Yo, I'm having, like, mental pictures, like, just, and y'all know what kind of mental, like, he can't handle Megan. Yo, Megan is the stallion. What is going on in that dynamic in that bedroom, man? Like, Klay is way too soft to be with a girl like Megan. Like, Megan, call me, yo. This is craziness. All right, y'all. That brings us to everyone's favorite segment, comments and social discussion of the day. Before we start that, y'all know I have a very important question for y'all. Is your computer, laptop, and or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Wait, hold on. Let me answer that question for y'all. Yes, they are if you are not using, everybody all together, Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Please trust me and go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud, to get your free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number and why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers and they sell your data. It's legal, unfortunately. And they do it without your consent and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and sometimes even stalkers, which to me is the most scariest thing. Let me tell you how it works. Anything you do online, where you enter your name, your address, your number, your credit card, your social security number, anything, it goes in the background. And that company is legally allowed to sell it to data collectors that are collecting this data in the name of, we just want to know about Trent. We want to know what he likes so that we could get into his algorithm and send him stuff in his feed or whatever. That's why it's legal. However, when they're selling this information and making billions of dollars, they're not always watching who is taking this data. And that's why what we call bad actors get your information. And that's how you get spam phone calls, spam emails, and text messages. And this is what Aura has mastered. They could take care of all of that and get all of your information off of the background of these sites. That is why I recommend today's sponsor to my family, friends, and all of you out there, the Out Louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you automatically, AI computers, it automatically removes your information off of these sites and they can keep it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door, but keeping your back door and windows open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is found on the dark web. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager. They also have US-based support, around-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything should go wrong, Aura also offers a $5 million. Not only do they offer, they include a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. That is how secure, and that's how confident they are in their system. They are bar none the best protection out there. If you are watching this show, it means that you are online, which means you are susceptible to these data breaches. Click the second link below or the QR code beside me, sign up for Aura, and see the protection that they could provide for you. Your information is out there. You cannot get it off better than their AI and their system can, and keep it off. Make sure y'all sign up today, okay? Now, I do not have a super thanks. It's okay. It's all right. Y'all don't love me anymore. But as always, let's go to the comment section. As you know, our new thing is we do random, because I don't want people to think that we're picking and choosing out here. So we go to newest at the top, and we're going to scroll down just like a raffle. Scroll down, scroll up, and stop right here. Boom. It says, hey, Trent, great Grant from Baltimore. You must include going to jail Sego. That's so funny. I think behind the feed and off the record is the new segment. Like, that's pretty much it, but I might just call it going to jail segment. I'm glad you guys find that funny. And this is from Veronica Barnes. Thank you so much. I have seen a couple of people been like, how could you say Obama's going to jail? Blah, 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 blah. And I heard some people getting mad. Even my mom texts me and she's like, Trent, so people are getting mad at you're saying that this person's going to jail. And of course, everybody like beloved Obama. And I love the Obamas too. No political party. I love their marriage. I love their love or whatever. I got sidetracked thinking my mom's text messages. What I was trying to say is I was telling my mom that like it's gotten to the point now where it's like it's a lighthearted joke. It just means that, yeah, that person's going to jail. It just means that like, yo, there's potential, there's an investigation, there's something. It has gotten onto a thing and I find it funny. You know what I'm saying? It's just all it is. And I feel like I know my viewers, I feel like I know my out louders, and I know that you guys know that when I say like this one is going to be Kanye West going to jail, you know that means that there's something to do with an arrest, an investigation, whatever. It's not like, yo, Kanye West is on his couch and we're just making it up. It just means that there's some sort of police investigations and there's some possibility, whether it's he's about to or he might or whatever. It's just fun, y'all. That's just my personality. So thank you very much, Veronica, for saying that. From Great Gant from Baltimore. By the way, shout out to BMO. I actually went out to BMO when I had the stores. I think it was 2018 or 19. Love BMO. They put me on the phone with Snoop from The Wire. I spoke with her. Super great town. Very, very welcoming when I was out there. So shout out to BMO. All right. That was a perfect comment. I love that we're doing it just random now. Where do we go to now? Oh, let me explain to you guys how to give super thanks. Since for the past 2 days, I haven't gotten one. Super thanks is a way to give back to the show. A lot of people have always asked, you have Venmo, do you have PayPal? The best way, if you want to support it, give money to the show for the hard work that we're doing and the entertainment we're providing you guys. At the bottom of every video, there's buttons. You'll see like, share, etc. If you're on your phone, you might have to scroll over, but find the thanks button. You click that, and then you'll have a dial, and you could give back whatever amount you would like to give back. And also, there it shows up, it says thanks, but you can replace that and add whatever comment you would like. If you do put a comment on in there, we will read it the next day. And what I love most about super thanks, it's almost like sending me a text message, because I get an alert, a reply right back to you immediately. And like I said, if you want, I will read it out the next day. Here is YouTube explaining super thanks better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
All right, thanks, YouTube. All right, now before we get to social discussion, which is a really good social discussion, I just want to let you guys know also you can sign up for the Out Loud memberships. I would love for you to do that. With the memberships, you get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live streams, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shoutouts. You also get my vlogs, which I really like deep dive into life and everything that's going on. No political, no entertainment. We just talk. We love that over here, the Real Out Louder. So become an Out Louder today. I'm going to be doing something next week. I'm going to tell you guys about it next week, Monday. And you guys are going to want to be a member by that time for sure, because there's going to be a lot of exclusive stuff next weekend. All right. Before we get into that, so the tip menu, when you get to the membership window, you will see different levels of Out Loud memberships: Out Louder, MVP, Proud, etc., etc. They're different prices, but it gives you all the same access. It's just set up because people were saying, hey, I want to give back more or whatever. So it's just like a tip menu, depending on how much you want to spend per month to give back to the show. Whatever amount you give, we appreciate it. And like I said, you get access to everything. We're all in the same bucket. We are all Out Louders. Thank you very much. Okay, now let me get to social discussion of the day. This one is good. All right, hold on. Let me find it here. Okay. Woman refuses boyfriend's proposal because he bought the ring at Walmart. Okay, let's read the text message. You guys know I hate reading text messages, but I need to give you guys context. I just have to ask Mandy, what happened tonight? I've been planning this proposal for over a year. You really told me no in front of everyone. That ish crushed me. She wrote back and says, it's not even about embarrassing you. It's about you not listening. I told you the kind of ring I wanted more than once, and you showed up with something from Walmart. So this is about the ring. I still spent $900 regardless of where I got the ring. I put so much effort into this for us, for you. She wrote back and said, Tyler, if you knew what I wanted and still chose to do what was easiest, tells me you don't really hear me. I wanted to feel chosen, not proposed to. He wrote back and says, wow, so everything I just didn't matter to you, huh? She wrote back, it mattered, but not enough for me to say yes to a forever I'm not sure you're ready for. Okay, here's the caption. A woman named Priscilla is going viral after revealing she turned down her boyfriend's proposal, all because the engagement ring, a $898 diamond piece from Walmart. In a post on Threads, she shared a photo of the ring and a screenshot in the text explaining that it wasn't about the price, but about him not listening. They went on to read what I just said, and I'll read it just to give you more context. I told you more than once what kind of ring I wanted, she wrote. You don't really hear me. I want to feel chosen, not proposed to. Her boyfriend said that he spent nearly $900 and put so much effort into it, but Priscilla wasn't convinced. The story has sparked a huge debate online. Is she being ungrateful, or was he not paying attention? Okay, I just want to go back and read something over to dissect something. She said, it's not about embarrassing you. It's about you not listening, which I think is important. I think a woman proposing and a ring, I agree, you should listen. The type of ring, what she wants, whatever, I think that is important. A. I told you the kind of ring I wanted more than once. So they've talked about this, meaning if you're talking about it and having this conversation, that means you are accepting the fact that she wants a certain type, because why have the conversation? Or else you would have just shut it down. Like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. If we're going to get married, it's going to be my ring. So no, you had the conversation more than once. She wants a blah, 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 VVS, this or whatever, the shape, the color, the baguette, whatever. Okay. You showed up with something from Walmart. You see, this is, I think, the problem, because if she told you what she wanted, but you were able to find it at Walmart, why should that be a problem? But maybe what she wanted was not able to be found at Walmart. This is why I know I'm being extra, but I would love to like interview these people, because I want to know, this is what this text is not telling us. What did she want? What did she want? Because if it was the style and everything that she wanted, but it came from Walmart, then that's horrible. Throw her back to the streets. So this is the thing that I question. I think we have to assume, though, that what she wanted could not have come from Walmart. That's why she wrote that. So then he wrote back, so this is about the ring. Well, yeah, duh. She said it was about the ring, and you guys had this conversation. He said, I still spent $900 regardless. You see, that's what makes me think her ring is not about the money and it was about the style. Because he says, I still spent $900 regardless of where I got the ring. I put so much effort into this for you, for us. So it's not about the money, because I spent $900 regardless. That means that her ring was going to be worth $1,000 or $900. She wrote back and says, Tyler, if you knew what I wanted and still chose to do what was easiest, tells me you don't really hear me. See? Tyler, if you knew what I wanted and still chose to do it the easiest way, that tells me you don't really hear me. So maybe it wasn't about the price. Maybe he thought it was about the price and what she wanted. This is what I'm guessing. What she wanted was $1,000, but she wanted a specific ring. He was like, yo, as long as I spend the G, it doesn't matter the style. That's what I read here. Tyler, if you knew what I wanted and still chose to do what was easiest, tells me you don't really hear me. I want to feel chosen, not proposed to. Wow. So everything I just did was for nothing, huh? Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't about the money. She wanted something, whatever it was. And instead of him, going to, 3 or 4 places or looking for the style or the setting or whatever within the 1,000, he looked and was like, yo, man, I'm just going to spend the G. I'm just going to go to Walmart. It's really just about the money and about spending that. And that's what's going to make her happy. That's what I get from it. And if that is the case, we don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. If that is the case, he is wrong, because it's not about the $1,000, because that regardless is important. You have to assume that they were okay with the $1,000. It's not about the money. It's about listening to what somebody wants. And I 100% agree with her, because I tell you guys all the time, it's about listening and pouring into each other. For me anyways, that's what relationship is. That's what love is. Y'all know I don't care about money. I don't like money. Sure, make it and you could do all of that stuff. But when it comes to love and relationships, I don't want to talk about money. My love language is quality time, because it costs no money. And this is what I'm talking about, why quality time is so important. And I respect all love languages, and I've learned to accept them and want to love somebody for their love language. I've grown and accepted that. But this is to reiterate that quality time is so important, because the more time you spend listening to somebody and finding out the things that they like, the things that mean something to them, gives you the ability to understand and love the person how they want to be loved. Maybe this girl's ring could have cost $500, but she wanted it in a square setting. Maybe she wanted it in a setting, or maybe she wanted this or wanted that. And him not hearing that or taking the time to hear that and listen to that is her problem. And that's why she said, I want to be proposed to. No, what'd she say? I want to feel chosen, not proposed to. She didn't want it to feel transactional. So I'm with her, providing my analogy was right. I think that's all I have to say about this. I think it's just easy to blame her and make her look like a gold digger. I don't think that's what it is. Anyways, I talked enough. Y'all sound up below and let me know what you think. All right, this brings me to question of the day. If your parents asked you to end your relationship, would you listen? All right, first person said, my parents never asked me that, but 10 out of 10 times when they said the person was bad news, they were right. Fair. My first ever boyfriend, she didn't stand for dude. She was right. I found out he cheated on me. We were 18. The other person said, yeah, she must know something because my mom don't mind my business like that. She knows better. It depends on the relationship. My last one, my mom told me to end. She was right. The other person says, if I knew what I knew now, absolutely. Another person said, I would consider it only because my parents never question or get involved with my personal life. So if they did, it's for a reason. Another person said, I should have listened. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying they're always right, but they be knowing. Another person said, no, I thought I valued their opinion. But when it comes to my future wife, it's my job. I protect her through good and bad times. If the bad was a deal breaker, I wouldn't need them to tell me. I would just handle it myself. Another person said, yes, they haven't been wrong yet. No. Okay, so it's pretty much kind of more on the sides of listening to your parents. Mine, kind of interesting dynamic. My mom, who is listening, hi mom, love you, listens to every show since the beginning, all 620 of them. My mom it's tough. I don't know if she's ever heard me say this, but maybe. First of all, my mom would never say that to me, ever, never. The thing with my mom is if I like somebody, my mom likes her. It's already done. Like, oh, like she's amazing. Like, hey, this is what she's amazing. And my mom is the type of person that is very warm, very welcoming, very loving, and she's very understanding. And my mom is soft. She won't even mind me saying that she knows she is. Like, I literally think that my mom is one of God's angels walking on the planet. Like, we should be all blessed to be in her presence. And I feel the most blessed of all to be her son. This is my mother. Having said that, I think one time when I was like, I don't remember how old I was, like 18, like there was one time where she was like, I'm not too sure about her. And I was like, what? I was shocked. I was like, you love everybody. So that's one. But my mom never would say that. If I am happy, my mom is happy. That's just what it is. She's raised me that way. She goes, I will love you regardless of whatever you do. Whether you are a rich billionaire, you get the same love. Whether you are broke in the streets, I will love you the same way. She would never hope I'd never be in the streets. Of course, she would help me out as much as she could. But her point is, regardless of whatever you decide to do or who you decide to be, as long as you are an honest person and you don't do anything wrong and you're an upstanding person in society, she'll always have my back. So thanks, Mom. Love you for that. Now, my dad, on the other hand, is not a softie. My dad is very militant, like hard-nosed Jamaican military tough guy. That's where this tattoo comes from, my soldier tattoo, and this hard-working mentality, tough guy. Having said that, my dad wouldn't tell me that either. And I'll tell you why. Because my father is the type of guy that's like, yo, she's nice to me. I like her. It's never like, hey, tell me about her. Tell me this, whatever. Yo, I bring her around. It's like, hey, Pops, hey, this, hey, that. You want to If she likes him and she's nice to him, perfect. Hey, you want me to make you a drink? Or hey, you want me to sit down and talk? Like my dad's like, she's pretty. Good for me. Sold. Vendu. Like, we're done. Marry her. She likes me. She likes me. She's nice to me. Done. And there has been like 2 girls, I think, or maybe one that's like didn't like my dad, but was not like, she wasn't like that overly friendly type of person. And my dad was like, yeah. I'm like, but you don't know anything about her to like her or whatever. But because she wasn't super friendly or nice to him, or, you know what I mean? Like complimenting or go over to his house, like, oh, want me to, I'll help do this or whatever. I mean, that's an old school Jamaican, right? So you he likes to be taken care of by a woman. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, want me to wash the dishes? Oh, I'll help you clean up after. Oh, you made dinner, Pops? Like, okay, let me clean up. He's like, I like her. I like her. Like, and it's like, y'all know me. I need depth. I don't need the superficial stuff. So if I'm ever blessed one day to have children, yeah, sure, you want your son or daughter to be with a nice person, but I would want to know more about the person who my child is with. Like, I want to sit down and have a conversation. Tell me about you. I want to find out about her. Like, who is she? The type of person she is. What is she going to provide my child, my son or daughter? Like, what is, what are you going to bring to this family? What do you have to offer? Like, and again, y'all know it's always on both sides. Cause I feel like this family has this to offer you. I think we're a good family. We're this, we're blah, 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 da, da, da. What do you have? And that would be my evaluation. And I would love to give my opinion to my child 100%. So I say all of that to say that unfortunately, I don't have either of my parents that would give me good advice on somebody who I was dating, because they would just both be like, yeah, she's great. One would be like, oh, she's a nice person. The other one's like, yeah, she's pretty. Sold. Thank the Lord for my sister, because nothing gets by her. So trust me, like, my sister, on the other hand, is golden. Anyways, let me know what you think about this. If it was your parents, what would you do? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all. Hey, listen, I know I say this a lot, but I think we had a good show. I think my takes were taken today. I'm just saying, I was on one. Yo, it's Friday's episodes. You know how I get down. All right, before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of 3 things, not 6, but 3. For those of you who want to give back to the show, many of you have asked, the quickest, easiest way is that thanks button below underneath every single video. Just click on it, scale. You can give whatever you would like. Anything is appreciated. We thank you. Also, a way to give back to the show is become an Out Loud member, and you also get access to a bunch of fun things. So make sure you guys sign up below. It's the first link, or you'll see a join button. And third of all, please, if you are online, I hate scammers. I hate people being tooken. Y'all know that when I was telling you guys about the Jamaican links and stuff. Like, it's my pet peeve. So I have worked out this 14-day free trial with Aura. I tell you guys every day. Make sure you sign up for first link, QR code. Do not go online without it, okay? It's absolutely free for 14 days. Try it out. Before I let you go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. Now, for those of you who like to listen on podcast platforms, we're available on all pod sites. Just go to any of them, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show, and we upload daily. Now, for those of you who are like me and you like watching, I need visuals. Head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. 6 things I'm gonna need you to do. First 2 is hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithming. 3, and probably the most important one, please try to comment below. You guys are my co-hosts. We do the show together. We select the topics. Some of you guys even send me the topics. I give you my take. I give you the information. You get some source information. Then we hand it off to you to comment. If you guys are not commenting, I'm literally talking by myself. So I would really appreciate that help with your comment below. For those of you who don't want to join in on a conversation, that is fully understandable. But one of my favorite things to do before I go to bed, puts me to sleep. Y'all know I'm insomniac. I look at all the comments before I go to sleep, and I love seeing how global this show is. And for those of you who don't want to join in, just let me know what country or city you are watching from. I love to see it. It's my favorite thing, okay? Now, for those of you who are loving this show and really liking what you are seeing or hearing, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones, because it helps in growing the channel, just like the membership and the thanks button. We're here to grow this channel. This is our platform. So the more you share, the more it helps us. 5th, like I already mentioned, please sign up for the Out Loud membership. And 6th, which I've also already mentioned, please use that thanks button to support the show. All right, keep us going. Now, for those who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram And speaking of Instagram, you gotta follow our show's Instagram, The Trent Out Loud Show. We post all of the videos that we talk about on there. YouTube has a lot of restrictions, a lot of copyright issues. There's a lot of things that we can't post here. So we post it all on our Instagram page. If you watch it throughout the day, by the time you comment to the show, you're already looped in and it's that much more enjoyable. So make sure you follow The Trent Out Loud Show on Instagram. Listen, my Thursday nighters, I can't wait for y'all to wake up and experience the joy of Friday. And my Friday morningers, yo, we're jealous of you guys because it's already Friday. I'll see y'all tomorrow, which will be Saturday morning, Friday night. And I get to yell out, it's Friday! Again, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Same time, same place. Peace! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!